Welcome to the Rich Report, a podcast with news and information on the world of cloud computing. Today, my guest is from Garantia Data. We have the CEO and co-founder of the company, Ofer Bengal. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much, Rich. I'm very excited to be here today as we announce the general availability of our services. Garantia Data provides cloud services for companies for hosting the Redis and Memcached dataset. Besides fully automating all the operational activities of managing Redis and Memcached on the cloud, we also add great value to those open source databases. We call our services the Redis Cloud and the Memcached Cloud, and they are deployed over Amazon Web Services in the US East region and in the EU West region, as well as over Windows Azure in US East and US West. In addition, we offer the services through several platforms as a service, and among those are Heroku, AppFog, and AppHarbor. Please turn to the next slide. We have started our beta trial back in June of last year. So we are running it for around 6 months now, and we have already 6 or 7 months, and we have already over 1,000 active databases running on our services. Many of those databases are actually the production environments of our customers, although we are still in beta. We will switch to general availability and start charging our customers on February 5th of this year. The company has raised so far $3 million seed investment from leading angels and was praised by many analysts and bloggers, journalists, etc. But the biggest praise we got was from our customers, and an example of that you can find in the next slide. This is just saying that Garantia Data's Redis Cloud is an awesome no-brainer, etc., etc., etc. Please take a second to read that. So now we can move to the next slide and describe what exactly is that we do. So we operate in a big data space, and within big data we focus on NoSQL databases, which are databases entirely, as opposed to the traditional relational databases. These databases are unstructured, and they have several benefits compared to relational databases. We focus on in-memory NoSQL databases, and those are the NoSQL databases entirely served from RAM. In this category, you can find basically 2 products. One of them is Redis and the other Memcached. Both are open source, RAM-based, key-value data stores. The open source community of Redis is sponsored by VMware and is very, very active. Memcached has been around for the last 10 years or so. Redis is only 3-4 years old, and it's catching up like fire in the last 1 or 2 years. Redis and Memcached, and this is the next slide, slide number 6, are powering or used by many web companies and enterprises. You can see some of those here, but today I can say that almost any new web application would use either Memcached or Redis. Please move to the next slide. Being served from RAM, Redis and Memcached are very, very fast. These are basically the fastest data store system you would find. And as you can see here, if you take, for example, a traditional database such as MySQL, so in this benchmark, which was done on the same server but with different databases, you can see that if MySQL will produce 900 ops per second, Redis and Memcached can produce almost 250 times ops per second more, which means that they are very, very fast. We are talking here about 100,000 transactions per second at sub-millisecond latencies. Please turn to the next slide. Garantia Data offered, as I said, two services for Redis and Memcached, which we call the Redis Cloud and the Memcached Cloud. And what we do there basically is we overcome the limitations, all the limitations of Redis and Memcached, the open source version on one hand, and on the other hand, we fully automate all the ops. So the users do not need to deal with any operational activities. Please move to the next slide where we will go a little bit deeper. So we offer with these services infinite seamless scalability. Today, Redis is limited in scalability. You cannot grow beyond a single master server. And what we offer with our services, with the Redis Cloud and the Memcached Cloud, is fully automated scalability. First of all, a Redis dataset can grow to any size. And in addition, we completely free the users from dealing with nodes, clusters, scaling, and that stuff. All that is done fully automated. If you move to the next slide, so we also offer what we call true high availability. And what we mean by that is that we offer interzone replication, which means that the user can, with a mouse click, can replicate the data set in memory within the same data center. So if a node fails, the data set is instantly served from a replica node. And we also offer what we call multi-zone replication, which means that you can replicate your data set at a different data center. So if the entire data center fails, like what happened with Amazon a few times in the last year or so, so your data set would be served from another data center. And all that is done fully automatically with our instant auto failover mechanisms. So with any kind of failure, there is no discontinuity of data, and the data is always up and running. In addition, we offer fast storage engine, which means that when you write to disk, you are not degrading the performance of your data set, which is very typical to these high-performance systems. With our services, you can write all the data to disk in near real-time manner without degrading performance. We also offer very simple backups, remote backups, and you can also import your data set from remote to our service. So basically, we offer a complete, what we call data portability, whereby you can move your data set between data centers and between clouds. Please move to the next slide where we talk about performance. Our services offer top performance in a very stable manner. And what we mean by that is that the performance of your database is not sensitive to the load on your application, nor it is sensitive to the load on neighboring applications, a phenomenon known as noisy neighbor phenomena. And it is also not sensitive to the size of cloud instance that you use. With our technology, you can run any size data set with any level of load and have always the same top performance. And this was demonstrated by many benchmark tests. Please turn to the next slide, number 12. We also offer zero management. And what we mean by that is that once you connect to the service and create a database, from that moment on, there is nothing else you need to do. The service will take full care of all the operational activities such as clustering, scaling, configuring data persistence and tuning data persistence, optimizing performance, recovering from failures, and so on and so forth. I would add here that the technology behind the services is very comprehensive. I will not go into too much detail here because it will be too long. But very basically, whatever you do with these high performance databases, you are not allowed to degrade performance. And anything that you are trying to improve in the technology of these open sources, there is the risk of degrading performance. So here we leverage the years of experience and expertise of our team, and I will add here that all our people come from networking companies, application acceleration companies such as Cisco, F5, and the like, and they are used to deal with 100,000 transactions per second at sub-millisecond latencies for years. And they leverage all that experience in the technology behind our services. Please turn to the next slide. We offer what we call pay-as-you-go pricing model, which means that the user basically pays according to the actual size of their data sets, as opposed to paying for our virtual machines, virtual cloud servers. Normally, people would pay according to the red line in this slide, whereas with our service, they would pay according to the blue line. So you avoid the typical over-provisioning of these expensive RAM resources. In terms of our price plans, so this is the next slide. So basically, you have a variety of plans. We offer, first of all, a free tier plan for small users. So if you are, below 20 megs, you can do everything for free. You can test the services and make sure that they are suitable for your application. And then between 20 megs and 5 gigs, we offer several fixed subscriptions, fixed monthly subscriptions, whereby you pay a fixed amount per month. And you get, for example, half a gigabyte or 1 gigabyte or 5 gigabytes, etc. And you have the prices here. For example, it will be like $79 per month for 1 gigabyte. Now, if your usage is higher, above 5 gigabytes, so you would use our pay-as-you-go method or plan. And in this plan, we will meter your usage across the month, the same way you meter utilities. And at the end of the month, the user will get a bill with the exact usage, and then, this is priced according to several tiers. Very generally, I can say that a typical user would pay about $1,700 per month for 20 gigabytes data set, and around $5,800 per month for a 100 gigabyte database. Please, this is it basically, Rich. So, we are very excited to go into real production now, and I'll be very happy to take your questions.
Well, thank you for that, Ofer. I was curious about your initial customers. Are they, just if you could generalize, are they already in the cloud with their databases, or does this require them to move to the cloud?
Well, I would say that all of our customers are cloud-based companies, which means that their application reside on the cloud in the first place. And I would like to mention here that because these databases are so fast, we should serve the database from the same data center as the customer's application, where the customer application servers reside, to avoid latencies. So basically, once you connect to our service, you need to select from many data centers to select the one which is suitable for you, and then we will serve your data set at the same data center. So to answer your question, yes, all of them are cloud-based companies. I can add that these are, most of them are startup companies, from small startup to medium-sized to very large startups, and we already have some big names, big companies operating databases on our services.
So as far as the value your company brings to Redis, for example, I mean you're providing a supported environment as well for that open source code, are you not?
Absolutely. Today there are many companies who offer for various databases what is called commercial support, whereby the user buys the license, he operates the open source database, and then whenever he needs help, he will contact this provider of commercial support. We took a different approach. We offer a hosted service whereby once the user connects to the service, we take care of all the operational issues, and the user is really, completely free from all that. So there is no need for commercial support because this is built into the service.
And then Ofer, as far as your pricing, it looked very competitive. I mean, how does it compare to other offerings out there? Because is your price on top of what do they have to buy the instance as well and your price to run in that data center, or are you taking care of that piece of it?
Definitely not. I mean, we rent many cloud servers from the clouds where we run, where we deployed, and the customers pays only that amount to us, and there is no need to pay anything else to the cloud provider.
Excellent. So I guess just to wrap up here, Ofer, you mentioned that the free offering, the 20 megabyte. How easy is it to kick the tires on this and try it out and set it up and see if it works for my application?
It's a matter of seconds, and Rich, I urge you to try it. It's really very simple. You hook to you enter our website, you register. You only need to give your email address and company name, and select a password. And once you've done that, you can enter your personal console and create a database. And this is something which takes, maybe 10, 15 seconds. And you are immediately up and running, and from that moment on, you can test your application and see whether it works good with our database. And then, when you need to grow, you do not need to move your database to a higher plan, or you simply upgrade the plan, and this opens extra capacity for you.
Well, Ofer, this is terrific. So I guess I should congratulate you for coming into production with this offering. And I want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much, Rich. It was my pleasure.
All right. Well, that's it, folks, for the Rich Report. Stay tuned for more news and information on the world of cloud computing.